This is The Brewer and The Baker, a baseball card podcast, where two collectors share their journey through the hobby.
Get up!
Here are your hosts, Mitch and Dan.
Yeah!
Welcome, everybody. I'm Mitch, the brewer.
I'm Dan, I'm the baker.
And this is our baseball card podcast.
This is the show.
This is the show. Live from the kitchen studio.
Live from the kitchen studio.
Yeah.
First up, well, let's kind of go over what we're going to do with the show. So the impetus for this show is something that I did about 2 weeks ago. And I'll go, maybe actually it's about 3 now. I'll explain a little bit deeper when we actually get to like the meat of the program, but let's just say it's mistakes and lessons that can be learned from them. Let's call it that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Yeah, it was a good one. It was a really good one.
Oh.
I screwed up.
Oh, man.
I screwed up so bad.
Oh, well, I hopefully, I don't want it to be a contest. But I don't think I've screwed up royally yet, other than on my own secretly in private without having major consequences. But yeah, we'll let others be the judge of that.
Right.
So,
before we get to that, though, we are on Instagram. Our handle is Brewer Baker Podcast. And if you need to send us an email, brewerbakerpodcast@gmail.com.
yeah. Thanks for the folks that have reached out to us through Instagram. It's great hearing from you, and yeah, thanks for reaching out.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot. Well, not a lot. We've gotten a good amount of, hey, you're doing a good job, and I appreciate that. But coming from someone who like used to write in college, like poetry and short stories and shit like that, I would. Some constructive criticism wouldn't be a bad thing either. We do appreciate the, hey, you're doing a great job, but me personally, I'd like to know if there's anything that we can improve.
Yeah, we've heard about the sound issues. We've obviously, hopefully,
I think we've addressed
it.
I think we have. It sounds better in my headphones.
Yeah, we've learned a little bit about audio processing and just working with our overall. Our board and everything.
Let's just say one semester radio class wasn't enough for me 10 years ago.
I have about 0 years of semesters of experience with radio. So my closest was when I was in construction down at the Career Center, and they had their radio broadcast as something else down the hall. That was the closest I got.
I've actually used that radio room. That was fun. Any hobby updates? Anything that you've done?
My stupid luck continues. Got one Fanatics box of Series 2, and pulled another HFA. Kumar Rocker HFA. Looks pretty darn nice. Maybe a little left-right OC, but doesn't look bad at all. And again, I don't know how I continue to have that sort of... That's my second HFA of Series 2. Third or fourth of the year of Series 1 and Series 2. So I don't know how that continues to happen.
Mitch, what are you doing? What voodoo doll do you have? What's going on?
Don't look in the shed. Don't look in the shed. It's just out there. But you won't gain my secrets.
Oh, damn. All right.
I'll other than that, no, nothing really huge. Just
my jumbo box came in. It was a nothing burger. My 3 Fanatics boxes came in. I pulled one autograph. It was a blue parallel out of 150, but I had never heard of the guy, and it was a rookie pitcher. So
350 players. I mean,
yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of fun there. By the way, something I don't think we've ever actually mentioned on any of our shows so far. Every time, well, not every time, but many times, we at least try to save 1 pack of cards per episode.
Yeah,
maybe more from each of us, and we're kind of putting them in a box. We haven't really decided what we're going to call the box. If you know what a ton is, if you know about the brewing process, we could call it the ton.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just the first thing that came to my mind. And I don't even know if we know what we're going to do with the pile of packs of cards at the end of the year.
Right. The original thought, I think, or what prompted it was just kind of, hey, let's amass stuff as we're going through this. Let's amass packs of things that of boxes, cases.
I wish.
Like we have that money. Boxes. Pulling a pack out. It's not always going to be everything that we've pulled. Or
I hate to break it to you, I'm not going to be giving you a jumbo pack. I'm sorry.
No. I would love to find some like Desert Storm cards to throw in there or something.
That's not hard.
I know. But just something fun and random like that.
Right.
But the idea originally was, hey, once we hit 1 year, do kind of a rip show, whether that's just on air like this or via
Patreon exclusive.
Patreon or Twitch or something like that. Where
there is no Patreon.
Yeah, there
won't be.
But then the idea more is just kind of a way that either we can, I don't want to say give back to followers, listeners, give back to people like that, or just not necessarily do it as a break, but not necessarily we're not breakers.
No.
We're in it for the collection. We're in it for the hobby. We're not for the flip and the shout casting and all that, but it's just something that would give us a way to interact with folks, and that was the original thought. As you can tell, we don't have a clear thought on it, but we know that we need to start early if we
want to do something with it. We haven't figured that out yet. Anyway, back to hobby updates. I really don't have any because I'm trying to save money for the national. So I haven't really been picking up much, despite the story that I'm going to tell when we get into the actual show. So I don't really have much there. So in lieu of a personal hobby update, I think we should spend a little bit of time explaining something about the show itself, because we haven't actually done that at this point.
Yeah.
Like the name of the show, what it means, why it's called that, and the logo.
Exactly. I'm surprised that nobody's pointed it out yet that, maybe we're just international men of mystery.
What the hell's going on?
Yeah, what's going on there? We just kind of dove right into cards because we're both that darn excited about them, but yeah, we should probably address it. So I guess since I'm the lead on that, on the title, I should probably, so I brew beer for a living. That is my job. I go in every day and I start the brewing process, and I'm not going to bore you because it's probably exciting for a lot of folks. I'm a glorified janitor that gets to play around. It's part artistry, part chemistry, part biology, but a lot of cleaning.
He's selling himself short, folks. He's the head brewer at the brewery that he works at.
Yeah. So we right now we've got 15 beers on tap, small little tap room. Not small. 80, 90 people inside, about 100 and so seat patio outside. We just recently moved down to that size from a much larger production. Overall, the craft beer business is contracting, I guess would be a polite word for it. By no means is it shrinking. The market share is still, the market share is shrinking, but overall alcoholic beverages are shrinking as a whole. And with that, there's a lot more focus on
it's not COVID anymore, is it?
No, yeah. So with that, a lot of it is the people being socially conscious or mindful of what their actions in drinking are doing. So a lot of the beer industry, or craft industry at least, is moving a lot more towards the tap room model, meaning we have more quality control, because we don't have to worry, did it go sit on a shelf and get warm? Was it sunstruck or light struck? Did it sit on a delivery truck that got up to 95? We got some cider delivered the other day, and when it came out of the truck, it was warm, but it was also 103 degrees that day, so
Right.
it was a warm day to begin with. But then we have better control over that. 1, 2, increase return on our efforts. With that, we can then turn around and pay our staff better and treat our staff with the respect that somebody working for us that we think they deserve, and try and build that culture around our brand versus trying to reach. We were previously all the way from the Mississippi River north-south in Iowa all the way out to North Platte. And now it's just us kind of refining and being happy with the space that we occupy and having fun with it. So we're having more fun with brewing yes, we still have our three to four core production beers, but like this past week brewed a new beer with a
You can stretch your legs out a little bit
yeah,
more.
exactly, with a unique grain from
Because you're not producing for the local grocery store.
yeah.
Right.
So with that, that's where the brewer comes from.
Okay. And I'm the bread baker at my family's bakery. In line at some point to maybe own the bakery, but that's a little bit down the line, I think. It's very similar to when it comes to like making beer and bread. There's a lot of chemistry and biology and other stuff. It just doesn't take near as long.
Yeah.
I mean, bread baking and beer brewing are intimately intertwined in human history.
And ingredient. What is the Voss, or what is it called? Anyways, there's an actual historical style of beer that uses bread actually in the mashing process.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah, I know you didn't know where I was going with that.
Nope, no clue.
I love nerding out about historical styles of beer, but
So yeah, that's where the baker comes in, and that's why on our logo there's a loaf of bread and not like a cake or something, because I don't do cakes, I do bread. Speaking of the logo, there's a dog on it. It's front and center. That's Leo. That's Mitch and his wife's dog. He is a barker, and we are actually really surprised that he has not barked while we were recording at some point.
we've struggled to get him to bark. We've left the shades open this time to try and entice him to bark.
And in fact, he was barking about 5 minutes before we pressed record.
And since then, he has just laid down and has been absolutely dead silent.
Leo is a good boy.
Very good boy. He will have you throw your arm off playing ball, playing fetch with him. As the logo implies, or hopefully it looks like him, he is a black lab.
He's a happy-go-lucky boy.
Yeah, he just loves life, loves food. Not food motivated, but
He's a lab.
yeah,
He's
a
food
lab.
motivated.
So, but we figured that it was going to be one of those things without locking him in a room or something that he would come up through recording, and he hasn't yet. So
One day he will, and we'll be so happy.
he'll finally. We sat with the board trying to get a recording of him, just an ambient mic recording, and nothing. Failed. Just failed.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So that's the name of the show. That's our logo.
Yeah.
You want to do
I'll kick it off, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll kick it off. So, a couple things that I've learned in my short time of getting back into this hobby. My first and foremost biggest mistake was just overall my pace. I got into it so fast and so hot, I couldn't keep up with. I see that look in your eyes.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, damn it. I got into it so fast that I was just buying boxes left and right, hangers, packs, whatever I could find. I also started buying a little bit of everything, some football, some basketball, soccer, TCG, and things of that nature, just to kind of see what tickled my fancy after sorting. Don't you do it. After sorting through Sam's dad's stuff, just to kind of see what my passion was. And I really fell down the rabbit hole on baseball. And that would be my number one. Just, I wasted so much money on stuff that that didn't bring me any happiness, didn't bring me any joy.
Well, I don't know if I would classify that as a mistake, only because you didn't know. You know, you had to figure it out, what did tickle the balls, so to speak.
Yeah.
And, you know, that, I don't know, maybe it took you longer than you think that it should have, but you eventually did.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, it's a kind of a cop-out for a mistake, but it's a warning for anybody that is just getting in. Like, it's okay. They're not going anywhere. Yes, you may not be able to rip the newest, freshest product, but those cards are still going to be out there, and you can find them in singles.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
I got caught up in the. I mean, it was late 23, early 24 that I really kind of caught into it, and 24 had a hell of a rookie class, and just got so swept up in buying because I didn't want to miss out, because I didn't exactly know what I wanted from the hobby yet.
Sure.
And I've since learned and kind of settled into what I'm happy with.
Okay. My turn? Yeah, my turn. So here's why we're doing this show. I bought a Bobby Witt card. I wanted to purchase a Bobby Witt Jr. Allen and Ginter mini no number. Now, if you're not familiar with that, they do a mini parallel where they don't put the set number on the back. It's always got like an A&G design on the back, but they don't where they normally put like, this is card number 50 in the set, right?
Right.
They don't put it there. They're not like physically numbered, but it has been known for a long time that there is a print run of 50 of those in every set. So hopped onto eBay. When did I purchase this? I purchased it on June 8th. June 8th is when I purchased the card. The listing read like 2023 Bobby Witt Jr. mini Allen and Ginter back. No. That was it.
Just no.
It just said no at the end. Right? So, and it was also priced like it was a Bobby Witt Jr. card out of 50.
Yeah, low numbered, hard,
right,
short print.
But that was all the information they had. Oh, and they didn't have a picture of the back of the card, which, as I just told you, is literally the only way to tell the difference between this card and the others, right? So, oh, and one more thing. It was in Australia.
Oh.
Yeah, the card's in Australia. So he had it for like $99 Australian dollary dues. 99 Australian dollary dues or best offer. So first off, I had to go to the conversion calculator to find out exactly how much that actually was in American dollars. It's about 75 for the record.
Okay.
So I put in an offer that equaled about, it was like $47 in American. I think I offered like 75 Australian dollars, something like that. So it was
a 25% reduction roughly.
Yeah. Well,
or on his end.
Yeah. 33%.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but I did that. Before I put in the offer. Oh my gosh, what did I do? So I walked away from my phone for a little bit before I put in an offer, thinking, all right, well, before I do that, I'm going to ask for a picture of the back of the card because this is the only way for me to know. And I put my phone down, walked away for a little bit, sat back down, picked my phone back up, and then put in the offer.
Saw the card and was like, yes,
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Okay.
And I found out 3 seconds after I put in the offer that you cannot retract those.
All right.
Once you put in the offer, that's it. After it got through customs, came through LA at about the same time everything was going down in LA.
It survived?
It did.
Okay.
It came. I actually have a video of me opening it after I got it. The audio was terrible, so I'm not going to play it here. There was a fan that was right next to me, and you can hear it. These mics that we're using, you really do have to be up in their business, but not on a cell phone mic.
Oh, yeah.
Those things are a lot more sensitive, apparently. So yeah, the fan is right there. But I will put it up onto the Instagram after this podcast gets posted. And sure enough, I opened it, and it was not, in fact, a no number. It was just an A and G back, which is the most common parallel to the Mini. Yeah, so I spent about $50 and change with shipping and all that for a $3 or $4 card. Yeah. So yeah, my lesson. Even though I knew what I needed to do, don't hurry, don't rush, just do your due diligence.
Just second guess yourself.
I'm so mad at myself. Yeah. So yeah, that's another reason that I haven't purchased a whole lot, because I overspent on something that wasn't nearly as exciting as I thought it was going to be.
That's fair. Actually, that kind of leads me into number 2. Early on, I really was getting swept up in stuff and kind of got into the eBay hype. Never bought anything without looking or asking for more information or anything like that. But that led me down the road of I didn't know. Let me start that over. That came out really weird. I knew that I did not know jack about what I was. I just knew I liked Bobby Witt and Gunnar Henderson at the time, and I was all about buying every single Bobby Witt card I could find. And I luckily did get outbid on a bunch of things that I probably shouldn't have bought anyways. But I guess my biggest thing was not knowing, not necessarily rarities, not knowing. It's not about rarity or print run or anything like that. I just didn't know what I was looking at or checklists and so you've already heard us mention it if you've listened to the past episodes multiple times about some tools that we use, and that's all born out of me getting so hyped up over something that I think is super cool, which that's great, but am I paying $75 dues for a $3 dues card?
Hey, the card may be cool. It still may be cool,
yeah.
Even if it's not a $75 card.
Right. But knowing, not necessarily rarity, but knowing where you feel comfortable and pricing that in your own mind, it's something kind of setting that limit for yourself. Again, this kind of pairs with number 1 as well as now my number 2. Like, I didn't know the value of things. I didn't know, every parallel I pulled, oh, that's a big dollar card. Then, I was so happy about pulling it. And then you finally find the resources, 130 Point or eBay sold listings or things of that nature. And, you're kind of let down by it because you, one, don't know the checklist or don't know what the parallels are out there, which are ever increasing. So knowing the checklist I've actually been pretty active on Reddit the last 2 to 3 weeks since Series 2's come out with just putting in information for folks about just trying to help them learn what is out there, because there's a lot of.
I've actually done that too, and honestly, it can be exhausting.
Yeah, there are so many folks out there that don't know what they're looking at because they just have gotten, like myself, got caught up in the hype of it and want to be a part of it. and then they just go out and buy. Like one of my coworkers had just bought 2 hangers because he actually listened to episode 2, and on his drive home stopped at the local Target or Target on his way home and bought 2 hangers. And it's like, yeah, I got some cool cards. There are no Cubs cards, or very few. And he's a Cubs collector, Cubs fan, comes from family, and he's like, yeah, you want to take a look at them? Opened up the hangers that he had, found a true photo variation. Those are roughly printed to 99, 100.
I've never pulled one.
I've never pulled one. I've never held one. I've never seen one.
Right.
I mean, I've seen them online, but I've never seen one in a LCS or anything like that. And he just, okay. Didn't think it, but it goes.
When you sent me that picture, by the way, I thought you pulled it because of your stupid luck that you've been having.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, so I guess, number 2 for me, man, just this. I'm glad I've learned that lesson from it, but know what you're ripping, or at least have some idea of what you're ripping.
You stole my thunder.
Oh,
you stole my thunder.
Was that your number?
That was my number 2.
Oh, shoot.
But it's okay. No, it's a good story. So, and at some point in time, I will get into. I will kind of profile the set that brought me back into collecting. But to kind of lay it out, it was the 2006 Bowman Heritage set. And there are a lot of quirks with that set. Part of the reason I liked it. But what did I call this one? Yeah, get to know the set as best as you can. That's the mistake number 2 that I have here. Which is exactly what you just said, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So in 2006 Bowman Heritage, there's a prospect set because it's a Bowman set, right? It goes to 100. Yeah, it goes to 100. And there is a numbering error in that set that I did not know about because there were resources online in 2006, but not like what we have now, right? I mean, even my LCS owner at the time, his name was Rick, he couldn't really point me into too many places to kind of look up information. They were out there. I could go find it, but even now there's better information about Bowman Heritage 2006 than there was in 2006.
Yeah.
Right? So it took me forever to figure this out. And I think I actually found this out finally looking into Beckett at the time. So there's a numbering error in the prospects. Who knows how many packs of these cards I actually purchased trying to put this set together, right? Because I didn't figure this out until 2008.
Yeah.
Right? I had been trying to put this base set together for 2 years and I just couldn't figure it out.
Just kept looking for this.
Right. So here's the problem. Number 20 is a guy named Mark Holliman. Now, the last name is spelled Holliman. Okay? Number 34 is Michael Holliman, spelled Hollimon.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
The back of the Michael Holliman ON has Michael Holliman AN.
Oh.
Information and everything. The profile is the AN guy. And the only way that you could tell the difference between the two cards, that there was something wrong, was because the ON guy, the one whose back was wrong,
mm-hmm.
his last name was visible on the front.
Oh.
On his jersey.
On his jersey.
On his jersey. Oh, by the way, yeah, this Bowman Heritage is kind of a weird set. It doesn't, at least this in 06, it doesn't, all it is on the front is a picture of the player. There is no name of the team name, player name, nothing. Mm-hmm. It's just a picture of the player and a solid color background. That's it, because that's how the 1949 Bowman set was.
Okay.
So that was the only way. I had to actually look. It's like, wait a minute, hold on. This says AN or ON On the back it says, "And what's going on here?" And at that point, that's when I figured out that I actually have probably like 15 of these cards.
Oh, jeez. And you spent all that time.
I spent all that time and money trying to put this damn set together. And I finally figured it out.
Oh, damn.
So, yeah, get to know the set that you're collecting.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. The information for whatever you want is really easy to find. It is in multiple locations online. You can find it on Chasing Majors. Cardboard Connection is worse than it used to be, but it's still out there. Beckett Online has good information about sets. And I'm sure that there's 15 others out there that you can find. Trading Card Database.
Checklist Insider is another one that I've been using for hockey, actually.
The information is out there. Find it. You can find out for yourself and get so much more information if you just look for yourself. And that's how I learned that lesson, because it took me 2 years to finish a set that I had finished probably 2 years prior.
Damn.
So there's more to that set. I love that set. I every once in a while I'll purchase a box just to kind of rip one.
Oh, nice. Sealed boxes, or
they're out there, yeah, and they're not expensive because the biggest names don't have any. They don't really have any hits. They're just
a base card.
Base card with the one or two parallels that set had.
Yeah.
So, they're not expensive, but it's a fun rip. So,
to tie my end up, man, my biggest or most common mistake has been just with eBay undervaluing what I do have, because I want, my mentality is I want the card to be in the hand of somebody that wants it. And
I usually overvalue.
See,
but I always make sure I do some research to find out what it actually is worth before I put it up.
Right.
And I get disappointed that way. Oh, it's not a $15 card. It's an $8 card.
Right. So, I mean, you'll hear us, our not key message, but we both just love to collect. But when we collect the folks that we're not about like just chasing it for the hits.
I mean, I do open packs, and that's the reason that I open packs, is to chase something every once in a while.
Well, okay, fair, but it's not constant. Like, okay, this is going to make me, $1,000 on this.
Right.
I open this jumbo, and I'm going to hit something huge. Most of it, at least on my end, is putting stuff up on eBay, or I'm just recently trying to do trades and sales via Reddit and things of that nature. But just trying to get some money back to go out and repeat everything that I just did. I mean, I feel guilty not, but then the other thing is maybe I have a card. I've been using Collects for a little bit as well, and I've hooked up with a couple of soccer collectors on there, and have made some pretty good friends on the East Coast. Friends, I get acquaintances.
Sure.
That we will, like Christmas time, I just sent this guy, he's a Red Bulls fan, sent him some Red Bulls cards that I had that were, he likes to collect for his brother, and his brother doesn't make any money or enough money. He's a younger brother, and hey, if it's something that he can, get his brother into the hobby, I'd rather have him have them. I don't collect Red Bulls. It's just sitting in a box for me. So I undervalue a lot of things that I've since changed that. I've been doing a lot more set it higher with a slowly decreasing value for buy it now and let it write itself out. I don't love auctions, but I understand that that's the best way to move them. But I've started to value what I do have.
Auctions are best when you have a hot item.
Hot
item, whether it's a player or a very collectible set or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, like that Jazz game day drip to 25. I put it up on auction. I did set a reserve because I did feel that there was some value. Mm-hmm. As an orange to 25. Yeah, it's an insert, but I still felt there's some value there. It was a clean looking card. Everything about it looked good. Now it didn't end up selling, so I put it up at the last comps that I had saw on 130 point. And it sat there for probably a month without any sort of, got one watcher send an offer, no bite on it.
Mm-hmm.
So started using the, take it down by 5% every 7 days or whatever I set it as. And it finally got a bite on it, and it sold. Did the same thing with the Garrett Cole, again, orange to 25 orange foil out of Series 1. I don't want to say I need to stop undervaluing, because I still want to get the cards into the hands of people that want to collect them. But there are so many people out there that are looking for that cheap card to turn around and flip.
Right.
That is my one negative review on eBay, is a guy that bought a Bobby Witt card that I had undervalued because I had marked it as the step under excellent condition.
Okay.
Near
mint. Yeah.
Near mint, because there were some scratches. I had bought it used. I'd bought it from somebody. They probably bought it from somebody. The top loader was scratched. Claims it didn't even come in a top loader. I know that's false, but whatever. He was probably trying to turn around and flip it, and it wasn't in best condition. Didn't read the posting. Just saw it, that card for that inexpensive, and then left a negative review. And since then, one, I've been more selective about what I'm putting up. Two, I started to value them so people aren't just looking for that quick flip.
Right.
So that's, I guess, my biggest and newest mistake, and I'm still learning from
Lesson, sure.
Yeah, I'm still learning from it, man.
All right. I think that's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
I think that was fun.
That was,
I don't know if it was fun. It was kind of painful.
it was painful. Yeah, admitting coming clean about the things.
Yeah, that whole segment. That whole segment.
Absolutely. It's a gut punch. It's a gut punch admitting it, but if you don't admit it, you don't learn from it.
Also, content.
Another podcast I listened to, that its original name came from doing something to spite yourself just because you think it's funny. Doing something that you know is going to come back to hurt you, but god damn, it was funny. So I'm trying not to be that, but you know what? Maybe once in a while I'll need to do something like that just for content reasons. So
Well, don't purposefully go out.
I mean, I'm not going to purposely go out and kick myself in the shin, but
every once in a while.
Every once in a while, let my guard down a little bit.
Right.
So
when you go to the National, are you going to reach out to those soccer card acquaintances, see if they're there?
I'm going to try.
That'd be fun.
I'm not as big into soccer. The soccer sets are kind of hit and miss because a lot of them are international.
Well, I'm just wanted to shake a hand and say, hey, how's it going?
Yeah,
we are. I'm the dude you've been working with.
Yeah, I'll certainly reach out, send them a message on there and see if they're going, first of all, and if they are, try and meet up.
Yeah,
pack a few extra things to hand off, but for the most part, yeah, I just want to network, man.
Yeah,
I want to see it. I want to network.
Yeah,
but
all right.
Yeah.
Well,
great
that was a show.
Yeah.
That was a good show.
Again, if you need to get a hold of us or want to complain about some stupid thing that we've done or an error, call us out.
Or if you want to share some of the lessons you've learned.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give us send something on to us to Instagram.
Yeah. Hit us up on Instagram. I love to see your hits too.
Yeah.
I like to see people's luck, see people enjoying the hobby too. So
please do. Love it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening. I'm the brewer,
I'm the baker.
and this was our show. Have a good day.
That was the Brewer and the Baker, a baseball card podcast. Thanks for listening, and be excellent to each other.